Why is the e-commerce platform so important? Because the e-commerce platform for gift sales is very different from traditional e-commerce platforms. And here we're going to see 7 differences with those businesses. The first of these is that the only e-commerce linked to dates is gift sales e-commerce. It is the only one. There is no other. If you buy, for example, at lunchtime, they ask you when you want the lunch. It's always assumed that the lunch should be delivered to your house in about an hour at most. Or if I buy on Amazon, they don't ask me either. They just say, let me deliver it to you. And if you're in Colombia, give me about 8 days to deliver it, or 10 days, or one can wait, no problem. But when a person goes in to buy a gift, it's mandatory because the person wants to give the gift for a birthday, for an anniversary. So it's tied to a date. Therefore, e-commerce is different. The first difference. The second difference is that the buyer is usually not the one who always receives. The buyer purchases it to give it to someone else. The third difference is that the sender, meaning the buyer, usually lives in another place in different locations. We understand that our customers live abroad or outside of Bogota, and when they make the purchase, we are not interested in where the buyer lives. We are interested in where the gift needs to be delivered. So that is another difference. Let's look at the fourth difference. And the fourth difference is that and if his reputation is at stake, he wants what he buys to be the most appropriate, to be what he saw on the internet, to be delivered in the best way. So, since he can't look at it because he's somewhere else, lives somewhere else, he seeks more evidence. If the delivery evidence is by employment, send me the photo of how you assembled the gift, because I want to see it first to give an opinion to say, yes, it's correct. That's what I bought. Additionally, since he doesn't receive the gift, he is left with the uncertainty of whether it would be delivered or not, who received it. So he needs the evidence of delivery. Do me a favor. Who received the gift? To whom was it delivered? Why wasn't it delivered to the person I wanted? So all that evidence in the system you implement for e-commerce, you have to think about making that evidence much clearer, much easier. Additionally, the deliveries are more sophisticated. When you buy from a traditional e-commerce, let's say on Amazon, you receive a box and you open it, and inside the box is everything. See if it's there, or if you need to tear a bit of tape to take out the item you bought. When a gift is sent, it doesn't arrive in a box. It usually arrives already assembled, with balloons if it's for a birthday, if it's for an anniversary. It arrives with the fruits visible, meaning it's something, a much more sophisticated, much more impactful delivery. Another big difference is that it always includes a message. Normally, in almost 100% of cases, the customer sends a message. So that's another difference you have to consider when implementing your e-commerce. In a traditional e-commerce, that's not there. And here at the 7th point is that the purchase becomes complex. And it becomes complex because when one gets used to buying online, for example, if you buy on Amazon, normally on Amazon, Amazon already knows your address or Amazon already knows your credit card. And all you do is choose the product, click, and the purchase is made. You didn't have to think about anything else, just what you want to buy, nothing more. When you buy a gift, no, it's not easier, because first you have to think about what is the full name of the person you want to send the gift to. If it's a friend, maybe you don't know the second last name, the first last name. You have to know the address. Usually you don't know the address, so you have to make the mental effort to say, and where do they live? Oh, yes, I do know where they live, but what is the apartment number? Is it 201, 202? So it's another mental effort you have to make. Additionally, you have to give us the phone number, because we make the phone number a mandatory field, since the sender often doesn't know the exact address and many times writes incorrect addresses. So the only way, or the most reliable way, to know the address is to speak directly with the recipient, see the message. So the person, when placing the order, in addition to all the information, has to make an effort to say, well, what do I write? So it's an extremely complex process that you hear those people who say, oh, no more, buying from you is very complicated. No, it's not that it's complicated. It's that all that information is important for making an effective and much faster delivery. The sender lives elsewhere. There's proof of delivery. Deliveries are more sophisticated. There's always a message. The purchase becomes more complex. Phil, and here we have an 8th point that we also differentiate in some way, and it corresponds to the delivery reports. The delivery report of an electronic gift commerce is very different from a delivery report of a traditional commerce, starting with the fact that a delivery date appears. If we look, for example, here, there must be a delivery report. In the e-commerce section, there must be a report. We had to create this report because it doesn't come in traditional reports. I'm going to show you here, for example, that the order number appears, the items that must be purchased, the delivery date appears, and other additional data that are mandatory to have here and that are not present in an electronic commerce, such as who delivered it, who prepared it, who received it, all that. Because as we said, these are data that are not normally so necessary in traditional commerce. In these, it becomes extremely important information.